UFC 281 card have one of the best matchups that can be made in the lightweight division. Poirier versus Chandler. The two gentlemen don't engage in controversy or have any beef. However, out of nowhere, the two of them had a little scene that made them go from cordial to enemies. Today, we're going to find out what started the beef between the two. Let's get into our homework. When Michael Chandler joined the UFC in September 2020, he came out as a hot prospect, former 3 times Bellator lightweight champion, which had a lot of eyes on him. Many thought that he has been favored by the company over many existing fighters in order to get big fights.
Be real, you got the attitude, you got Dana White privilege.
In fact, he was chosen to be the backup for Khabib and Gaethje in Dubai before even fighting in the UFC. After the impressive first-round TKO of Dan Hooker in his debut, he made it very clear that he's coming for the belt. In that period, Poirier was coming from a win against Chandler, and because of the money, he was planning on having a rematch. After all, he made over $1 million on UFC 257 and over $5 on UFC 264. In the meantime, Chandler had a title fight against Oliveira, which he lost. Poirier also had his chance on gold, but he also got submitted by Charles. With the two fighters coming after a loss, Dustin started to feel animosity towards Chandler, who was on the rise. In Poirier's perspective, he has been dismissed by Mike in the top of the division because he called everyone else better.
The way he answered that question is not who he was a few interviews ago with Errol Houani, or it's not who he was when the mic's in front of him in the octagon.
Chandler thought that he returned the favor, as Poirier dismissed him in his beginnings too.
That doesn't really interest me at this point. I'm going to sell hot sauce if that's the case.
If the UFC wants me to fight Michael Chandler, I'd just as soon go sell hot sauce.
And there was no point in calling someone who wasn't sure if he wanted to fight in the division anymore, or even fight at all.
Add insult to injury to a guy who's talking about maybe never fighting again.
Which brings us to their first interaction after those events, in which they got in each other's face. Regardless of the beef, this fight has all the potential to be fight of the year, but the animosity adds a little extra. Both fighters are known to be absolute warriors and veterans. Chandler has a record of 27 wins and 7 losses, and Dustin has 28 wins, 7 losses and 1 no contest. Mike has 81% finishing rate versus 75% for Poirier. The favorite coming into this fight is Dustin, but make no mistake, Chandler, if he mixes things up the right way, he can win this fight in a dominant fashion as he has the edge in grappling. This year, the UFC offered some great cards and fights, but trust me, this one could come up on top if these two can bring their best performance, to a point that it can be even better than the Chandler-Gaethje fight. Thank you for watching. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe, and see you in the next homework.